All right, everyone, Mike here with the watch list video for Monday, September 15th. I always want to start off with the SPY and just show what happened on Friday. Doesn't even look like a candle. It looks like a little red plus sign. So, in other words, very narrow range, but at the same time, we're still hanging out right at all-time highs. I'm looking forward to the week. We've got a lot of setups that we can watch now, right? Not just inflection points and flag breaks and that sort of thing, but the pullback plays, to me, have opened up a lot more entries, on the stocks that are moving. So, and we got a great group of folks that constantly look for those pullbacks to the buy zones and post them in chat. So I love the teamwork. Let me pop this up real quick. A lot of new faces in chat, so please read that. The gist of it is we're day traders, but we do start with intraday charts that are in play. So let me talk about some of the charts that are in play going into Monday. I'm going to go out a year here instead of 6 months. You're in kind of just not a tight flag, but you're kind of flagging up here between here and here on OKLO, all-time highs, 85, 35, and it's working its way back up there. So that whole space, you could put SMR and NNE on, watch what we call the baby nukes. RGTI, a quantum computing play, back here in January hit 2142. It's kind of done this big cup and handle and is starting to break to the upside. Certainly on long watch, UAMY also kind of flagging near recent highs. KOPN kind of trying to break out here, right, over this high, and had nice volume on Friday. HUIZ, I believe they had earnings, and a nice breakout, could have a follow-through day. HCWB, nice gap on volume, and you had this high back here that was 735. Friday's high 611. So you could see if we go sideways for a while on Friday and then break that 611, maybe we make a run at that 735, maybe even break out through it. So it's worth having on a chart for sure. RCAT, I want to say put in an inside day after Thursday's big day, but it did briefly break Thursday's day on Friday. Short story is I like the way it's holding up, and I like the recent volume, and they've had recent good news. Drone play. ASST, it's just been an in-play stock, and I had this on watch on Friday, and it gave no kind of setup. It looks like it got a little pop in after hours on Friday, but I'm certainly going to keep that on watch. QS, after this gap up, sold off and is already back up near those highs. Certainly worth an eye. SONN, nice little breakout of this, whatever it was, maybe 2-month range, and decent volume. You can't really tell unless you zoom in, then you can kind of see how nice the volume was. So that one goes on watch. CRCL, this isn't, it's not a, I don't know, I want to say it's not really an in-play chart, because it's just been kind of bleeding lower, but I do like the volume it had on Thursday, and then Friday could just be a quiet inside day, and then it's off to the races again. We'll see, but it definitely goes on watch. DUO just stays on bounce watch. It's not a clean bounce play where you got clean stair steps back down. It's kind of choppy, and it's closed red below its open, in other words, 4 days in a row, but it goes on. I'm going to keep it on bounce watch. NBIS also treating as a bounce play after the gap up. It's just been kind of bleeding lower. I do want to watch that for a bounce, and I'm even going to throw Oracle on there, same thing. Big gap up, and then kind of got really slapped pretty hard the last couple days. It could turn back up Monday or someday next week, so it goes on watch. And that's it for me. I'll see you guys in chat in the pre-market, and let's work together like we always do and build a list of gappers to add to this list. All right, enjoy your Sunday, and we'll see you in chat.